The recent rain is also having an impact on our roads across the county. Last week, we invited you to participate in our street survey to help us determine if there are any trends that we can report to city and county leaders. CBS 8's Steve Price is working for you with an update and a troubling discovery about filing claims for reimbursement. He joins us live now from Lemon Grove. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Marcella, and so this pothole behind me is so big that you can see the city of Lemon Grove actually put a sign in it and then surrounded it by more than a dozen cones. Now, just down the road is Encanto, which is actually in the city of San Diego, and neighbors there tell me they have a lot of potholes and they're getting no help from the city. We asked you to tell us about the roads in your neighborhood, and 88% of you tell us they're worse today than a year ago. Terrible, horrible, bad are the words we heard the most, with Claremont, Mira Mesa, and Rancho Penasquitos leading the way for the most complaints.
They're brutal now.
Tyler Kelpin lives in Encanto. We got multiple complaints from that area.
Super frustrating. It's like we spent a lot of money on taxes, and our roads are still horrible.
Tyler says he blew out 2 tires on potholes, but didn't bother to file a claim with the city to get reimbursed.
I heard people try it, and the city is like, nope, it's on your own. Do it yourself.
My daughter notices that there's a bubble in the tire.
Dana Tate asked us not to show his face, but he did show us the damage to his rim from a pothole he hit last year. He filed a claim with the city and showed us a letter confirming they denied it. He called the city to ask why and says this was their response.
They denied my claim due to no incidents being submitted in the Get It Done app for that specific pothole.
Basically put, since they didn't know about the pothole, they weren't responsible for any damage it caused. Dana paid for a new tire, but was told if his rim gets any worse, it will probably have to be replaced.
We deal with these potholes continuously, and I do more evasive driving worried about potholes than I do worried about other drivers.
Dana says on a scale of 1 to 10, he rates his roads a 1. And you reported similar frustration all over the county, from Carmel Mountain, Lunar Landscape, disgraceful, Gold Coast Drive in Mira Mesa, terrible in all caps with 10 exclamation points, Escondido, terrible, deplorable, worse than worst. And with more rain on the way, many of you fear things are only going to get worse. And we did reach out to the city of San Diego to try and get some clarification on their claims process, how they decide what cases they're going to deny. But of course, this being a holiday, we did not hear back from them. That said, Marcella, we will continue to ask that question to make sure we get you some answers.
Steve, I know personally I've changed my route around here, Kearny Mesa, where there are a lot of potholes. You know, you did focus on areas that showed up the most in the survey, but to be fair, are there some cities or areas where people said their roads were actually in pretty good shape?
So what was interesting, Marcella, is we got, some responses from North Park where people said our roads are great, but then other people in North Park said their roads were terrible. So it really, I guess, just depends on where you live. I will say the one community that really is not showing up that much is Chula Vista. So they seem to have figured something else out. Maybe they'll share that with everyone else. But at this point, those drivers seem to be the happiest out there.
All right, just got to stay